Ohio billionaire Larry Connor wants to go back to the Titanic wreckage in a submersible to ensure everybody that it's safe to travel. Would you go with him? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Ohio real estate tycoon and billionaire Larry Connor wanting to go back to the Titanic wreckage in another submersible to ensure everybody that it's safe to go and it's not really a big deal. Now, you guys remember last year, yes, it has been a year, June 23, there was the disaster near the Titanic where these guys had their submersible that was kind of stitched together with random stuff from Home Depot and a PlayStation controller. They went down to the Titanic wreckage, and unfortunately, their vessel imploded. They all died. May they rest in peace. Prayers out to their family. My man here wants to go right back to the wreckage and say, hey, it's all good. Now, for a little bit of context, Larry Connor has been to the bottom of the Marianas Trench in a submersible, and that is 7 miles deep. Now, just so you understand how deep that is, the Titanic submersible tried to go to about 2.5 miles deep. So you're talking about over 3 times as deep. And that depth for the Titanic wreckage is 9 Empire State Buildings stacked end to end going vertical. So Marianas Trench, that's approaching 30 Empire State Buildings stacked end to end vertical straight down to the bottom of the ocean. And then you have the pressure and the lack of light and all kind of things at the bottom of the Marianas Trench. So if he made that voyage, then he might be able to do this one as well. Although there could be something down there. I don't know, some kind of curse. Who knows? Just like the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Now, let's get to some articles here. Then we got a video, of course, we're going to get to. You see what's happening right here. BBC News, U.S. billionaire plans submersible trip to the Titanic wreck. And I think that's Larry Connor right there on the right. And then the co-founder of Triton Submarines. This is going to be the submersible. And again, hopefully we don't have no kind of Home Depot ragtag DIY kerfuffle going on. But that's my man right there, who is a co-founder of Triton Submarines, Patrick Leahy. All right, we have another article here. And I think that's going to be what they use. Now, this appears to be a little bit better, although I'm not quite sure about that bubble right there. Is what kind of material is that? Hopefully, if that's what they use to get to the bottom of the wreckage, it's going to be a lot more reinforced than the other guys and that carbon fiber little tin can they had. That whole thing was crazy. They were screwing that on before, like they were pretty much sealing them in there, and I'm not really sure how they were going to escape in the event of an emergency. Obviously, they couldn't. But yeah, that right there, I think might be what they bring to the bottom of the situation. Now, what I wanted them to do, and you see the headline right here, trying to build submersible for Ohio businessmen's mission to the Titanic. What I wanted them to do is to go ahead and get a GoPro installed on the inside and the outside so they could film the whole situation. So in case some kind of implosion happens, some kind of, Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he hits the beers and drinks them, throws them in the crowd. If that happens, then we can see what is going on live. Although I don't wish for that to happen, and I hope everybody returns safely. Now, we have a news clip so you can see a little bit more about what's happening, maybe even hear from Mr. Larry Connor and Patrick Leahy. But first, a word from our sponsor. Online data brokers sell your information to scammers, hackers, and anyone who wants to use that information against you. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, even your relatives' information is all out there for sale. I mean, look at what they found about me. That's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information, and they automatically submit opt-out requests on my behalf. Cleaning up my information not only helps me reduce spam, but it protects me from hackers who may want to access my bank accounts, social media accounts, or maybe even the inside of my home. I had to learn that the hard way back when I got swatted. It's 2019, I'm streaming as normal, and before I know it, I have 6 cops at my back door, guns drawn. They tell us come outside, get on the ground, they go through the house, and they come back very apologetic. I'm sorry, Mr. Logan, we got a false tip from someone that you had some kids in here tied up, bleeding and whatnot. And this false tip probably came from someone who purchased my information from an online data broker. You may be thinking, hey, ABL, why would I need Aura? I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a streamer. How could Aura protect me? Well, AT&T just revealed that over 73 million existing and former customer records were released to the dark web. Now, AT&T recommends you use stronger passwords and monitor your account activity, maybe even consider a credit freeze or invest in fraud alerts from a credit bureau. Well, Aura does all that for me. And you know the best part? I don't need a million different apps to access all these tools just because one company could not keep my data secure. If your data was in the AT&T breach, just activate Aura and eliminate your worry because it's always on in the background and you can rest easy knowing that your data is safe. I value my privacy and I value yours. Visit aura.com/Anthony Logan through the link in the description to start your free 2-week trial today. All right, now here we have the news clip. They're going to get more into it. And I think what we saw from the other clip might be what they use. You see this right here? You see the submersible at the bottom left-hand corner, the lower third? That might be what they use to get to the bottom of the actual wreckage. And of course, I will link to this in the description. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
This morning, some uber-wealthy Americans are making plans to travel to the Titanic wreckage nearly 1 year after the deadly implosion of OceanGate's Titan submersible, which killed all 5 on board attempting to make the journey nearly 13,000 feet below the surface. Billionaire Larry Connor and Patrick Leahy, the founder of Triton Submarines, plan to make a new voyage in a $20 million vessel. Connor reached out to Leahy just days after the Titan implosion, telling the Wall Street Journal, "I want to show people worldwide that while the ocean is extremely powerful, it can be wonderful and enjoyable and really kind of life-changing if you go about it the right way."
Shots fired, ain't it? Good grief. Like right after they kicked the bucket, hey, man, you got to do things the right way, man. Don't go down there in no tin can that's kind of ragtag and hodgepodge. Jerry rig, go down there in a real vessel and everything will be all right. That's kind of what I heard. Maybe I'm hearing the wrong thing. Maybe I'm just being too cynical, but I digress.
Safety in the industry has been under intense scrutiny.
This is a rare opportunity for you to explore Titanic.
OceanGate CEO, who was also killed, often spoke about his sub defying industry standards.
I think it was General MacArthur said, "You're remembered for the rules you break."
That wasn't really a good thing to do. Okay, you guys broke some rules and it cost you dearly. Sometimes rules are there for a reason. Sometimes rules are kind of just arbitrary, random, red tape, bureaucracy, BS. But in this case, the rules maybe should have been followed at least a little bit to protect your lives.
And, I've broken some rules to make this.
But since the tragedy, Triton and its European competitor have claimed their subs are safer because they're classed, meaning they're certified as safe.
Now, okay, this looks like something where you have regular normies going down there. My question that I had for you guys in the beginning, would you go down there with my man, the real estate guy and the other guy, or just go down there for a tour in some kind of bubble contraption? Is that what you want to do? I don't know if I'm that much of a risk taker.
As safe and up to code by a third party.
I'd rather would skydive than go to the bottom of the ocean in a submersible.
Billionaires have been intrigued by tourism into the deep sea. Business mogul Ray Dalio owns a 285-foot research boat, which has 2 submersibles attached. He and James Cameron, director of the Titanic movie, both have stake in Triton. Fascination with the Titanic continues far beyond submersibles. Australian billionaire Clive Palmer plans to build the Titanic 2, a replica expected to retrace the original ship's doomed voyage.
Why would you go the exact same way? Like, why would you go that way? Obviously, that way might be a little bit dangerous. You know what I mean? The icebergs, you can't see it. Maybe they got better ways to detect icebergs. Maybe they got radar, sonar. I don't know. But why would you go that way? I think that if you had an accident or a big wreck that deleted a lot of people, that maybe you might want to go a different direction to avoid that. But hey, whatever. People just want to be risk takers and thrill seekers. maybe you get to a certain level in life and the money isn't enough. You got to go above and beyond.
No word yet on when the Triton sub will set out for the Titanic wreck. As for the OceanGate implosion, several agencies, including the NTSB, are still investigating what went wrong.
We know it went wrong. They just had some kind of ragtag submersible that was not up to industry standards. You know, they just kind of did whatever they wanted to do, using PlayStation, like not even an official PlayStation controller, like a Bluetooth Logitech, you know, something from like 20 years ago. They had that. You know, it was just really not done very well. But as I close, I want to say this. Hopefully they make it. Look, I don't wish harm or ill will on anyone. Hopefully their journey is a success and they're able to accomplish their goal and show the world that it's safe to travel down there to the Titanic, down to the depths of the ocean. But if it goes wrong, I mean, they can't say they didn't know that it could happen. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think it's a good idea for these guys to go back to the Titanic in a better submersible? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at this point. I just want to see it happen. I'm going to be an observer. I have a big bag of popcorn and just be watching the show. Like I said, give me some footage. Give me some GoPro me in the middle of the actual voyage so I'm able to see what's going on. So in case we get some Stone Cold Steve Austin crush beer can action, hey, we can see that live and in person. But I hope that it goes well and we see a beautiful voyage down to the Titanic. Okay, go in there, get some booty, some gold, some bullion or whatever. I think that'd be the icing on the cake. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.